What is up, you beautiful, beautiful people? Today we've got an interesting video, as in nobody has done a video for this yet. They've done it for other vehicles, but not this particular one. So what you're looking at here is the rear end off of a 99 Firebird. And the thing with these is that these have the parking brake that looks like a big horseshoe, basically. But they never tell you, because I took mine apart and basically I've got all this hardware, but I don't know how to work with this stuff. So I'm going to show you guys how to do this, because it is actually very similar to other vehicles like the Silverados and such for this particular year range, and some even going a little bit newer. So we're going to try that. We're going to try something, see how this goes. But first off, we're going to, I got this new boot here, and these are very, how shall I say this, sensitive. I already broke one putting it over top of this area here. We will have to see how this is going to go with the rest of it, but we'll see, because I need to see how this is going to install, and it should install pretty easily, but we'll get to that in a little bit. But so first off, we are going to get I've also got brand new bolts for the calipers. I guess, yeah, we'll go ahead and get started with getting, I guess I got ahead of myself. We'll go ahead and start with getting this new brake initiator, if you will. We'll see, but we'll go from there, and I'll catch you in a second. Alright, so first you're going to have to get these bolts off. I'm using a 5/16, but I believe they are a 8mm. So work these off. You got one right here, and then you got one right here. Let's see if I can get there. There you go. So let me get these out real quick. Alright, so now that that is off, we're going to take that off, and that was the condition that the old one was in. Yeah, not great. So let's see how this is. So this is going to go back on, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, we're going to hook it from this direction. So like that, I guess. Should be good. Alright, you guys, we got it. It took a little bit. Let's see if I can get a better angle here. Yeah, there we go. So the boot is a little snug. You've got to be very careful when putting these boots on, because these boots are very, very prone to tearing. So if you're slow, very methodical about it, it should not have a problem at all. In order to get the plate on, you do have to have your cable on, because that will make it just easier whenever you're installing. But everything went on pretty good. What's nice is if you look inside the hole for the parking brake adjuster, or the expander, if you will, you can see the spoon of it, and you can kind of see it moving there. So everything's working good. Alright, so next, so when you take this system apart, you've got hardware that's trying to run away from me. Alright, let's just do this old-fashioned way. Alright, so this is basically what you'll get off of the bottom piece there. So I was wondering, okay, so what side is what do I go for with these? And apparently, when it comes to it, it's very easy to notice. This side, which is the adjuster, basically has a shelf that it sits on, and this will adjust out, but this won't move. So if you look on this side, let's see if I can get a good angle of it. There we go. you can see that there is a clip right here that keeps it from going any further than what it needs to. So that's the part that we're going to install this on, but I'm going to grease it up first. Taking some grease, pack some down on the threads here. Let's see if I can get you guys to see this a little bit. So just packing it in real good. Just don't want it to not have enough. Okay, that looks pretty decent. So we're gonna go ahead and put that inside. It's a nice clean fit. Perfect. And then kind of the same for the other side. We're gonna go ahead and pack that full of grease. Let's see. Alright, so now that that's full of grease, we're going to take our little rounded pin that we have here. Let's see if I can, where's my hand? There it is. So we're going to put this, and we're just going to go ahead and put it inside this right here. That's where it's going to stay for the most part. And then we're going to put that on the opposite side. Alright, let's see how this goes. Let's see, can I see this? There we go. Alright, then we're just going to set that right in there. That'll work beautifully. Alright, and now's a good time to go ahead and grease up the areas that are going to be touched by the brake. And just nothing crazy, just a little bit. So we're going to go... Hold on a second, let me see if I can get a better angle here. Okay, so we're going to go here. And we're gonna go, where's my hand? There it is. A little bit here, a little bit here. That's too much. And then we're gonna go a little bit there. Kind of hard to aim this thing, but we're close. Right, so now that we have that, we're going to take this and install this. So I've been told to just kind of like work this baby around, but I think we can get around it by going this way with it. There we go. And basically you're just going to line this up on your, there we go. We are on, okay, so now my brake kit came with new hardware to keep the pad on. So we're going to put this back on. And actually, since I have one of the studs removed, that actually works out really nicely. And then to make sure it's working, this should pull out real easy. You know, so I'm gonna re-situate it. Here we go. That ain't going nowhere. So, and what's actually kind of cool here, so if you look here, if I put my hand back on the actuator, and you watch right there. See if I can get this to focus. That works out really, really good. So that's kind of like just a little brief overview to see how this works. Alright you guys, I'm back. The phone decided to overheat, so I had to give it a little bit of time, so I was just working out some bugs. So I did end up having to throw these in because if I don't, I will forget and I won't be able to put them on without taking the brakes off again. So I'd like to save myself from doing that. They are loose, but once I get the rotor installed, then I can put the lug nuts on and maybe put some spacers on it to pull those out without damaging the painted surface that I have. This area I'll go over again later. I just have to go back and forth with getting these adjusted properly. So let's go ahead and continue. So now that this is on and I've got it situated, issue I was running into was, let's see if I can get this to show. Okay, so there we go. So my little star piece here wasn't wanting to adjust because I had backed it out too far. So now I've got it back out so I can play with it now to get it adjusted so we can go ahead and get the brakes ready. Okay, so now I've got it adjusted pretty much where I want it to be. Let me see if I can set this up. So basically what I'm going to do is I have in my hand, I've got the rotor here. You can just barely hear that little grinding sound. It causes it to spin, and I push the handbrake piece ever so slightly. I can't move it. So that's good. Alright, next up we're going to get our bracket on, and so this is pretty easy. So what I'm going to do now off camera is I'm going to apply some blue thread lock. You can put red on, but that you know, involves a lot of heat to take it off. I just want to make sure that it stays in because these are brand new bolts I just got from the hardware store just a little bit ago. So I'm going to do some thread lock on these and I'll be right back. Alright, so I got the caliper on. You guys got to see that. So I went ahead and put these on. It's usually good to put a little bit of grease here and here so you don't get that little vibration whenever you're going to brake. When it comes to brake pads, generally speaking, you want your scraper one in the very back. And you also want to make sure that as the wheel is rotating, it's going to pull the scraper away from the pad. So because this is going to go forward like this, we want the scraper to be on this side of the caliper, which is what I have here. So we'll put this side in. So, there we go. Easy peasy.